And welcome back to the shop, guys. These YZ250 two-strokes and YZ125 two-strokes, they have a tendency to strip out the subframe bolts. It's just the aluminum's pretty thin, and we take our subframes on and off a lot, and they get stripped out. I've seen some people use a nut back here, but that's so close to the chain, and you have a big nut. I've seen people rethread the holes, and it works. It does, but it never quite feels the same, and they seem to just strip out again down the road. But I have a fix for this, and I'm going to show you guys right here. What I've done is I've gone on eBay, and I just found the cheapest subframe for any YZ, from a 250F or a 450F or a two-stroke, because really all I need, you know where the bolts go to hold your seat in? Well, that's the same thread as your subframe bolts, so that's pretty convenient. And they're press fitted in here with just a small 12mm end on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these out and we're going to pop them in there, and that's going to give us good bite. Now, bonus points if you get one from a 4-stroke, because not only do they come with the two for the seat mounts, but they also come one for the exhaust right here. It's in this hole, but if you look on the back side, so it gives us one extra one in case we mess one up. But yeah, just get the cheapest one you can. Find one that's already bent or whatever, damaged. Because all you need is these. As long as they have good threads, they're going to be good. So let me go ahead and strip all this back off the bike. I'm going to take the subframe completely off and get the shock out of there to make room so we can get up in there. We have to drill out a little bit just so we can press fit it in there. But let's get to it. Oh, one more thing you'll also want. These are subframe bolts for the YZ450 and 250F. They're a little bit longer. I believe this is for like 2018 to current. But there's a part number right there, and you're going to want to have two of them because these are just too short. I mean, even stock form, these stock ones don't go all the way through. Don't utilize all the threads, and that's part of the problem of it stripping out too. But you're going to need the longer ones for this. So yeah, let's get started. Let me get that stuff off of there. Alright, got the subframe off and the shock off, but before I get started I got to get these out. So here's how I'm going to do that. On the back side where the 12mm part is at, I'll take a nut that's bigger than the whole thing here, set that down, and take a washer and a bolt, thread it in, and as I tighten that up, it should just pull it right on through and out. There it is. That's all it is right there. There's not much to it, but let's go ahead and get the other one out. Same thing. And we're going to press it in the same way too. But we do have to drill out a little bit of a pilot for it to go in place. There we go. Now, well, let me get this off, I'll show you. There's a little piece of aluminum right here on both of them. And I'm just going to have to sit there and work that off with the flat head and get that off of there. What I've done is I just stuck it in a vise, I say here with the flat head, and I just hit it until it kind of splits. And then just work it out of there. There's that one. Alright, well, I'm going to use this drill right here, but it's at an angle, and you have to have something that hits an angle like this because you have the frame on the other side to worry about. And I'm going to use this bit right here that steps up in size. I don't even know what they call these things, but you can pick these up at any hardware store. And I'm just going to open it up back here on the back side for that piece to slide in. So what I'm doing here in the vise is I'm using this grinder right here, and that little lip, I knocked off that little piece of aluminum ring in the vise, and then I'm going to use the grinder and try to remove that lip as clean as I can. see how far I've gotten. You get a little bit of lube on her, help. As you can see, I got rid of that lip on the end. It'll stay focused. So I'm going to do one step at a time, and every time I do a step, I will hold it up against here and see if it's just starting to match the hole. I want a little bit of a press fit, so I don't want to I don't want to drill it out to where it just slides right in. I'm going to do one step at a time to where it looks like it's almost about to go in, and then I'll press it in. I think I have it drilled out big enough, so we're going to do a dry run here and see if we can press it in. Let me get some tools. Alright, let's see what happens. See if that's drill it out any bigger. I hope I don't have to. I want a good tight fit so I don't have to use a wrench on the other side when it's time to tighten up my subframe. It's going in. Nice and tight too. Let's see. It's hard to do this one-handed. Or I mean two hands. Nice to have three. I might not even have to hold the wrench anymore. No, I don't even have to hold the wrench anymore. There it is. It's bottomed out. Let me pull it out. It should stay in place now. Let's see. Let's do a test run. Let's imagine I was tightening up my subframe here. There it is. Alright. Don't have to worry about that stripped out subframe. And because it's made out of metal, it's not going to strip out again. Not very easily. And because it's low profile, you can see it gives the chain a lot of room. So, you know, it's not like a whole big old nut there. It's kind of low profile, but I will now have metal threads. So let's go ahead and do the other side. All right, working on this side now, but it looks like I got to go a little bit more. I think that's it. Let me go do a test fit. Just like on the other side, I have it on this little end piece right here. I mean on the bolt, just to kind of hold it in place. See what kind of fit we get. I think that's going to be, oh sorry, I didn't have the camera on. I think that's going to be good enough to try to press it in. Let's see what we can get out of it. Pretty much the same thing as the other side. I'll put the smaller end on the back end right here. Put one of the swing arm bolts right there. Make sure it's a bolt long enough to reach all the way through, of course. Alright, let me get my wrench just to keep it from spinning for the time being until she can get a good bite. She's going in. Sweet. This is awesome. Now I don't have to worry about stripped subframe bolts anymore. I could probably continue to tighten her up without the wrench. Let's see. Alright. Got her nice and tight. Loosen her back out. There we go. That is the best way that I have found to fix stripped out subframe bolts. And because you're repairing it with metal here instead of just re-threading it, I mean for the most part this should last the life of the bike. And it'll stay in place too because it's pressed in. Can't beat that. Alright, let me clean all this up, blow all the metal shavings up. Obviously you want to cover your carburetor while you do that. And let's get the subframe back on. Alright, she's completed using the YZ250F or 450F subframe bolts that are longer. You can see the nut. It's not a full-size nut back here. It's kind of a what do you call it? Stubby. Yeah, I guess you call it a stubby. It's a stubby, so it's less likely that the chain's going to hit it. And if the chain does hit it, it's just going to brush it lightly. So it's much better than putting a full-size nut back there. Plus the threads actually go up in here a little bit too. So that's good. Got it done on the other side too here. So that's going to be a good fix. Now I will say that you could probably do better than I did. You could probably do a better job at doing this than I did. I'm just showing you what I did, and you can take it from here. But what I would suggest is finding some bolts that are even a little bit longer than this, and I'll show you why. If you look all the way on the other end over there, the subframe bolt right up, oops, my hand's in the way, right there, you can see that the, you can see that it doesn't quite stick all the way out. So I'm going to be looking for a longer subframe bolt that gets all the way to the very end on that side. On this side, it seems to get all the way to the end for the most part, but yeah, I'm going to be looking for a slightly longer bolt because I want to utilize all the threads of that insert that I put in. But for now, it'll get me through the weekend. So this is how I fix my subframe. I appreciate you guys watching this. Catch you later.